Okay, so we're gonna try to do this picture of Kobe. So what I want to do is get the darker values first. So of course, main darkest value in the background is that black. I notice in the background that it doesn't go completely black. It kind of has just a little bit of light and it's sort of gradient from left to right. So we're gonna grab a little bit of this. We'll grab a spray brush here and just gently go over this right side. May not be able to tell too much of that, but it's a little lighter. We'll come up just a tad over here, and then I want to mute that little. Okay, not too bad. Um, got a couple spots. We can do those a few spots a little later. Let's go ahead and get his contour outlined, and we'll try to go from there. See if we can get going. So I'll pick this maybe this pencil tool. We'll try to use that, see how that works out. What the size looks like. Um, hopefully this doesn't go too horribly. It's been a minute since I actually did this. We kind of got like this little peanut type of head. Shout out to Kobe, by the way, man. Straight legend. I just love how, and there was a lot of dirt thrown on his name so far as so far as his style of play. Uh, Say he was a ball hog and things like that, and we've seen moments like that from KB, but it comes from a certain place, and it mainly comes from a place of him just wanting to win that much more than his competitors and sometimes even his own teammates. So that was mainly where that would stem from. The contour that we're creating right now, it won't be perfect. We're just trying to go in and get just the basic form of what his body is looking like, the positioning, and we can come in and sort of doctor everything up later. I used to get really bogged down about make sure the detail was just right and perfect. And mainly you just want to get the general idea of the shape, the body, where your shadows are going to be at, things like that. Uh, right here where this article of clothing is going to come down. Um, Being able to like sort of set, especially freehanding everything, it gets difficult. Me, I've always freehand. I never really had much structure into the way that I choose to do my pictures. Always sort of freehanded them, and so this was the best method that worked for me. But I've seen guys who are really structured, man. And these guys are good at what they do. All right, so we're trying to get a little bit of that shoulder heading over this way. And like I said, it's just not gonna be perfect. Just trying to get that basic info of how he's standing, where we're going, how wild we want everything to be. We're gonna come up here, other arm. It's like his other shoulder look like it's slightly dropped a little lower. So we'll come here, and this is where that shirt is at, and we'll come down just a tad. Try to create that lower looking shoulder uh vibe that he got going on right now. We'll come about right there. And that's all the picture that they give me. So we can see like we're already sort of off, but we'll try to wing it and see what we can do from there. Like I said, this is just a rough freehand, nothing perfect. All right, so what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna probably come in and do some of the skin, try to lay down some sort of foundation for the skin. So looking at him, I can see tones of like red, a little bit of yellow, slight tones of like green in certain spaces, maybe even like a blue, like a like a muted blue in certain spaces. So we're gonna come and lay down a little bit of maybe like a reddish yellow first. So we'll come about maybe here, and we'll lay down a little bit of maybe about this tone. We'll grab this brush here. We'll widen it a little. Oh, no, not that brush. For some reason, that one is just, it's so abrupt, and I don't really care for that one. That's too small. And see, that one's real abrupt too. Let's try this. Try this brush here. I don't like the shape of that brush, but it actually works a little bit better. When I press down harder, it'll kind of lighten up a little bit more. And we're just trying to get some values going in here. Get some basic values in here. Nothing too crazy. So on his face, and what I should have did was just came in with the solid color, and then came in with a few more values. So we'll try that. We'll just go in with a solid color. Just a straight up flat solid color. A little lumpy, that's fine. We'll drop the size down a little bit. Like I said, it looks a little wonky, but we're just getting just some basic information laid out. And that's probably a much easier, much more efficient way of doing this. This is just the backhanded way that I do it. Let's see. So we got that. So I'll come in with just a little bit of a darker tone. So we'll come on that way, kind of mute that. And we'll try this. We'll grab our brush. And we're just going to try to lock in a little bit of tone here. We'll come around top of the head, how he has a little darker areas around there. A little bit of darker areas over here. This whole area here pretty much is darker area. Okay. Will come by the eye. So it's really, I'll actually make this a little darker. Oh no. Yeah, that brush style is a little different, so I gotta try something a little different than that one. Okay, maybe this will work a little better. We'll just go straight black. And are we too high up? Let me see. Let me look at where we're at. It looks like we're okay, but I feel like we're a little high up. Looking at this, it just looks like, what is this? We'll go ahead and got a little spot for the nose, and I set up a little spot for the mouth as well. Let's see. What are we gonna do now? We'll come. Try to get a little more of his skin tone set in place. It would be cool if I could like grab a color off of my page, but I can't really do that. It kind of has this like ish, yellowish sort of tone. Okay, let's try this maybe. That just makes him look gray. Maybe I'll try to turn the wheel just a little bit, maybe get some better tones. Okay, this looks a little bit better. Looks a little bit better. It looks a little more, somewhat like a skin tone. For some reason my brush keeps skipping ahead at certain parts. Okay, so that got that. This just looks so strange, y'all. Mm, we got that. Let's try and zoom in here. I forgot how I used to zoom in. Okay. Wow. That looks wild, yo. That definitely looks wild. Hey, can I zoom in? Okay. All right. Let's try to soften up some of this. These harsh lines we got going on. I'm looking like Michael Myers at the moment. Smooth the surface out a little bit. It's been a while since I've done this, so bear with me. Yep, and he lost an eye. All right, all right. What we got? Grab a brush. Try to get some of this outline for the eye going. Okay. Um, around like that. Cool, cool. So we're gonna add in a little bit of color here. It won't exactly be a white. So we'll come here and then drag this out about here. And then we'll come in and try to shape out that pupil. Look creepy, don't it? Scary. Hopefully this turns out decent at least. Hopefully it looks like a human. That's all we can really hope for. Just give us a human person. Right now, this looks completely hilarious. I mean, just completely. Um, so right above his eye, got that little shadow there. And then right above that, uh, you got like a lighter tone and skin. With like a muted. Will come. That's gonna be dark. And then right above it, it looks like, is what has a little bit of that lightness. And then right above that, we have another shadow. Oh, but too large. We'll try to drop this shadow over that part. I'm using a spray brush, which I shouldn't be using because of how inconsistent it is, but it's one of the brushes that I feel the most comfortable with. For some odd reason, it gets a little red under here. A darker tone, something like this. A little bigger. I'll make that smaller. Fill that in just a little bit more. Like I said, we're struggling right now. This is just us filling our way around, trying to figure out what direction we're trying to head in with this. How we're gonna shape and flesh everything out. Like I said, it's probably a much easier and much more efficient way of doing this, but we don't know it. So we just do what we know. Um, Maybe I should stop worrying about right now. I feel like I'm focusing on details, and I need to focus on getting values. So let's get some. Let's try to keep getting some values in right now. I feel like I'm bogging myself down on details. So right by the nose, he has a little bit of red by the nose. He has a little bit on the ear, like that reddish brown. Bag my camera up here. Yeah, some on the other ear as well. It looks like a totally different person. It looks like a person who's afraid of something right now. Um, I might have to relocate the nose, dislocate it. The eye looks a little large. He bag up. Okay. Jeez Louise. Maybe I should have came in and like outlined the facial features first. Like I said, we're still feeling our way around, trying to see how we're gonna do this. Uh, mm. Whatever brown that is, let's try you putting that on the whole face and just covering up all of that. Cover up all of that. Okay. We had some, I don't know what we had going on over there. Back this up. Let's try and keep blocking everything in for right now. Like the yellowish tone, we can probably come back in and soften it up a little bit more. Not as dark or as red as I have it. Okay, so it's a yellow jersey, but there's a lot of almost like a dirty sort of orange vibe going on. But right around here, a lot of this particular color happening on the shirt. So we'll come in uh some of this and we'll darken that actually. About right there. We got a lot of this tone on this shirt happening. Uh Fill all that in. And then we can come in and cut back on what we don't need. So on the shirt, on the jersey, right from up here, you get like a long sort of highlighted yellow going. So what I could do is maybe come more so this way with that. Grab this, this, and I want to say from up here, it's like a really light yellow that you're gonna get. You're gonna get like a lot of those parts with that light yellow coming in. And I remember a while ago, I used to always just hit shadows with black, but a lot of shadows ain't gonna come up black. Sometimes they're gonna come up just a darker color of the color that the, that's at it. That's on the, subject. Come down. So, and then this is going to drop a little bit and then continue to drop down. You'll have a few spots with that in it. Here, kind of make that smaller if I can. You got like more of a finer line. Comes down like so. Make it a little bit bigger. On this shoulder. So it goes up, and I should be zooming in on a lot of these parts. I'm over just trying to freehand everything. So a lot of the jersey right on this shoulder here is really bright. Looks like the lighting source is coming from, I mean, it's kind of everywhere, but it's really hitting from the left side. Let's see here. This part is going to travel back up here. Oh, let me back that one up. Gonna come up. Come back down here. Whoa. Uh, so a lot of this up here is that bright yellow sort of. We'll bring in a little bit of a bigger brush, color that in, brighten that up. You got a couple sections down here with some highlights. Two, three, I think it's a fourth one. Got like a little wrinkle coming up the middle. Have a dark spot, like a dark orange spot over here. And a little more red in it. And it's just a little, right there, somewhere around that color. Right? Am I off? Might be off on it. Try that. Mm, see which way should I go with that. No, it's not a lot of soft lines on here. I figured I would try to come in and soften up some of these lines, but there's not a lot of soft lines. Most of these lines are pretty defined, pretty harsh. I'm gonna come back in and do those again. Mm-mm. Getting that jersey, boy, that's gonna be that tricky part. Okay. And we'll try and redo this yellow line here. Gotta be careful and make sure I don't run all over the place. Take my time. Okay. Not too bad. Not too bad. Lighten up that outline there. And like I said, I was just trying to add in some values, try to create some defined lines. Like this one takes a little while for it to actually darken in. I might need a different brush for that one. I notice there's a little bit of black right here. Um, we might come back and do that later. Mm, let's work on a little bit of the skin. So on the skin, it looking like we have like we got some white going on, like a creamy brown sort of tone on some of the skin. Right now our skin is really dark, like a dark chocolate. So we need to fix that if we can. Let's see if we can get the right tone or not. This kind of looks like the tone that's going on. Of course, there's some darker, more spots that are red, a little more red than this. But I'm trying to capture that overall basic tone of what's going on in the picture. But for the most part, that is the color, skin tone. And then we'll come back in with a little more more color. It almost looks like he's turned backwards. Let's see. Since we kind of got our center focus, we might be able to get some of those spots that are in the background. It's unnecessary for us to do them just yet, but I wouldn't mind going ahead and getting them out of the way. So we have a couple of lights in the back. One that's about right here. Perfect. Well, almost. All right. We got one that's on this side. That's a bit brighter, honestly. So we'll bring this up, and it's about right here. Bit brighter. Okay. And then we got one more like right here. It's not as bright, but not dark either. Okay, that's fine. We got a set of blue lights, bluish colored lights, almost purple. We'll take this. Oh, that's almost perfect right there. And there's just a string of lights that is back here. We'll just come in some bright ones, and then we'll kind of like sort of soften it up towards this outside, give it that lighting effect, like sort of like a light in the background, a little haze around it. Not bad, you know. Add a little detail to it. Um, all right, so we got some lights up here that's nearly the same color, but the opacity is a little off, and it's a bit more gray more than anything. So we'll come with that about right here, and we'll just kind of slide it, create like a little bit of a light, a little bit of a light there, slide it, and then we'll go and mute it out just a little bit more. Maybe about right there. And we'll take that over. Just a few more. It's on that one. That one got a little uneven, but I can straighten it out with a little bit of black. Just sort of slide over it and reshape it if I need to. Not too bad. Okay, so there's another dot right up under him. Not right up under him, but right up under that spot that we were just at. And it's kind of like a light blue one. About right here. Yeah, it's a little brighter, honestly. Oh, we'll turn the opacity up, my fault. Turn up the opaque, perfect. Okay, that's not bad. And then we have some reddish sort of lights to the side. It's like an orange almost. Yo, Jimmy, yo, I appreciate you dropping by. What's up, man? How you doing tonight? I'm doing good, man. Thank you for the donation. I appreciate that. Can you hear me? How's my volume? Okay, yeah, my volume's good. My volume's good. Yo, I appreciate that donation, man. I want to listen. I wasn't even paying attention to the chat till my phone went off. So we over trying, keyword trying, to draw this picture of Kobe. I'm trying to get all my get my little outlines going, and yeah, we're struggling, but we're gonna get something on here. We'll get something on the paper. We'll come with a little bit of yellow on this side right after this point, and it's gonna go a little bit behind his arm. What I should have done was made layers. I was hard-headed. Told you I was rocking with you to the end the other day. Looking good so far, though. Appreciate it, man. No problem, bro. And you're good. I can hear you. Okay. Awesome. Man, listen, I appreciate you coming by and checking out the channel, checking out the content. Hope you got some content that's entertaining for you. And yeah, man, I appreciate it. What's up, DJ? Yo, is this Photoshop? No, this is Krita. 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 I need a little bit of like a reddish tone on this as well. Not a lot. Kinda finish that part. Okay, that don't look too bad. I think we got that part. Now, let's get back to focusing on the actual Kobe. Because that's the part. He said, kind of looks like it though. Yeah, we're gonna struggle a little bit. He's doing better than I ever could. I can't do anything on computers. I can draw old school with a pencil and paper, but that's it. And the computers is tough because you gotta like get the right touch. It's real easy to mess up, and yeah, that's annoying. Um, so what's gonna be my biggest struggle is gonna be the face here. Being able to get that mouth and the jersey in the mouth and everything like that. That's gonna probably be my biggest struggle. Getting the skin tone to be exact. We're getting there. Right now I'm finna try and come up with some lighter tones to showcase the fact that he's in an arena. And try to kind of brighten out some of the skin tone. So I'm gonna grab my color picker here, and we're gonna pick this color, and then we're gonna brighten up that color to about here. And then we're gonna go around that outer layer of that skin and try to brighten it up, get some brightness on that outline. Okay. So of course the head and everything is gonna change drastically. We're just trying to go around and brighten up some of these little areas here. I may need to go smaller on the brush. Ooh. See, now it's definitely smaller, but it's a little too sharp on that edge. I'm gonna keep it soft for right now since I'm still trying to feel my way around. I made a new channel. It's shared channel by me and my friend. We aren't going to post till he gets a new PC. Oh, nice. What's the content going to be about on that channel? What you guys going to be posting about? Looks like the shirt where he got it in his mouth just a little bit off to the right. Your version of it opposed to the actual pic might throw the mouth off his face a little bit. Yeah, and I can fix that. It'll be an easy fix. Right now we're just trying to get everything, you know, mapped out on how we wanted to look. Fortunately, with it being on PC, it's easier to fix than it than it would if I was actually painting this. Let's see. We'll come around the top of the head. So right now we're not worried about details, like fine details. Right now I'm just trying to map out all the different values. What's the darkest parts, what's the lighter parts, and you know, trying to map all of that out so I'll know what direction I'm going in when I actually try to get all the fine details going. Um, so even like this light color that we're laying down right now, it's still not as bright as it's supposed to be, honestly. A little bit of the forehead there. And skin tone. I got you. You got this. I'm just learning from you. Could you post a link? Is this software free? Yeah, it's free software. Let's see here. The toughest part is going to be getting like his actual face to look like Kobe's. That's going to be the tough part. And then like readjusting the shirt from there. Let's see. So let's try and smooth out some of the skin tone here. So we got kind of an idea of what we want so far as the light and the dark areas. Let's try and go through and just gently smoothing out some of this. I'm gonna have to add a little bit more red to this side actually. We'll grab that, come back up, spray tool, brush, change the size, and then we'll just come in gently and add in some flesh tone there. Now it's a little bit even more darker down below. Right in here, drop this size. Come up like that. Darken that right there. So I kind of binge watched all your videos and stuff the other day with the wife, like your gamer videos too with the accessories, and also love the body oil website, African Imports, you showed us. Yeah, African Imports got some pretty decent stuff. I supposed to be contacting them pretty soon and try to get some collaborative work done. Hopefully I can get in touch with them. But yeah, I've bought that when I first started my fragrance journey. That was who I mainly went through, and I started getting back into like the actual sprays a little afterwards. But yeah, they got some good stuff, nice selection, um, wide variety, great price points. So they ain't too bad. Especially starting off, you know, you may want to try to start off with those and see if you know if the fragrance DNA is even something that you would be remotely interested in. We'll go back down to our blending tool and just try to smooth this out gently. Is this working? Am I tripping? Oh, the opacity is all the way down for some reason. I don't know what that was all about. Come in gently, smooth that out. I love that blending tool, man. It saves me from so much headache and makes my job so much easier. So we'll try to go around that outline around the arms and smooth out those lines as well. And you want everything to be nice and smooth. Like you don't want anything real harsh unless that's the way that the line is actually coming across. You don't want anything really harsh for real. We're going to fade down that arm because we don't really have like the full picture of his arm. We're just going to fade that down. And it's coming together. It's coming together. We're going to kind of soften this up a little bit. And we'll come back in with some more details for the face and the head and all that. Just wanted to get a good understanding of how I want, are we on the right track, how I want it to look and everything. It's coming together though. I'm actually pretty pleased with this so far. So what I'm gonna probably start on now, we'll probably zoom in on the face and try and get some actual details going on the face. Start with the dark values. We'll grab a brush, something small, probably a pencil actually. And we'll try and get some details going. So his ears are here. Nose is there. Come up. Eyebrows will sit around. Possibly here. I'm gonna zoom in on this picture over here as well so that I got a good idea of what's happening. All right, let's try this. Let's try to get some basic info written down for these eyebrows. They kind of go right along with the contour of his head a little bit. The way he's kind of got his eyebrows raised. It may be a bit more distance in between those two, so I might have to fix that. Let me see. I'll fade that out in a little bit. Yeah, it's a little more distance in between those. Well, it is, but it's not that much. Try it again. We'll go ahead and do that. We might fade it out. Already bought the Polo Red Intense kind. I put in your video. You put in your video. Paid close attention to your channel and actually observe. I know you like. Got a wife, 2 kids. How old are your twins? Oh, just brought them home in February. Let's see. So we'll close that down. Fade that out. All right, so we'll try that eyebrow again. Try to get it at least in a better direction. I feel like it was a little close at first. Like, uh, somewhat a little better. Those will be about here. Like I said, luckily, if you make a mistake on this, it'll be easier to correct because we are on PC. Trying to do this and I was actually painting it, I would definitely have to draw every detail out first before I do any of this type stuff. Save myself a lot of headache. So, okay. It looks like it's slightly offset, so I might have to readjust the eyebrow maybe. I want that eyebrow to connect, or at least line up decently with the nostrils, or the ends of the nostril. That one like it's over a little bit more than what I would want. So maybe now like I got too much space going on. Mhm. Yeah. Is that right? Doesn't look like it's right, but we're gonna rock with that for right now. All right, let me see if I can try and get an eye. I definitely got to zoom in a lot more. Um, Need to zoom in on this side too. So getting that detail in that eye is gonna make a huge difference, and it's definitely gonna pull things together a lot better for me. Um, what I would actually need to do is start setting some values for the eyes. So right now, everything looks flat. So what I could do is start setting some values for that. We'll grab that. We'll grab this. Need to kind of mute that out a little bit more. Put that up. Somewhere around there. That looks good. See how this works out. Get a little bit darker maybe. And we probably need to change the size. red tone. Okay. That section for that nose ready a little bit. That out a little bit more. And zoom in. And we'll try for the eye. Right, we're gonna decrease the size. Grab black color. Grab the pencil. Give this a try. Red. All right. All right, so there isn't a definite black line around his eye like that, so I'll have to go back in and soften that up. But it is a decent black line right above it. I want to keep that and darken that one up a little bit. That's going to lead down into the pupil. Got a little bit of a reddish tone in there as well. Oh, not that red, goodness. Darken that up. There we go. Right around, I want to say here, where it drops down. I want to round out about here and come up right out here. Even just a little bit of the white in the eye. Oh. Grab our painting brush. And then we'll come inside of the eye. We'll grab this and we're going to whiten that up a little bit more. But it's not totally white. His eye isn't like, not a white pupil. Not pupil, but was it iris? No, that's like the edge of the eye. Right around this section here. Like I said, this isn't totally white. You got different shades of colors and things like that going on in here. It's a little darker towards this end. You have a little bit of that color right in here. So what I would do, go and grab my blending tool. Definitely decrease this size. And then just gently come in here and smooth this out. Come in there and smooth that out. Now we also have like some white lighting details in the eyes. So we'll just go and actually grab white. We'll grab our paintbrush tool here. And we're going to decrease the size a little bit more. And right around here. And right around here. How long you plan on being on live? Not sure, not too sure. I'll probably be on for a little bit longer. And back here, we're gonna soften that white and bring it to about right. Oh, messed that up. About right here, and then we'll add in a few details here. Actually, we'll get our spray tool and do it so we can kind of fade it. Got a little bit there. A little bit there. Got a few spots over here. Definitely see the detail in the eye. So right up here, it gets a little darker as well. We'll grab. I guess we could probably keep with the spray tool, maybe. Let me see. Right up in here, we'll go back with the pencil. Right up in here, you got like some detail that comes up. So the actually, his eyebrow looks a little close now that I'm looking at it. Now that I'm looking at it, the eyebrow does look a little close. It should be just slightly elevated. Give me some more room down here. So what we might do is just come in and just color right over that part. Grab our brush and just color straight over it. And then blend that. Back up. And I want to go ahead and get that little spot where it looks like it right above the eye where it creases at. Definitely want to get that. Closer here. Comes up. I think I may have messed it up. Let me see. Maybe I'll try this tool. Smooth it out a little. Okay, that don't look too bad. I'm fixing to hop off here and search for that for her. Figure have it grab me something to munch on. Check back in, you see how's it going. I want to see the final result. I might be working on this for, here and there, so I might not finish it tonight. But yeah, come back in, check in, see what we got going. And yeah, go ahead, go ahead, take care of wifey, man. Go do your thing. I appreciate you dropping by and just hanging out with me for a little while. And thank you again for that donation, man. I appreciate that. You definitely didn't have to do that. I'm always appreciative for that, man. People hard earned time and money. They invested into your channel, man. It always means a lot. Let's see. I think I faded it a little too hard, so we'll come back in. It's hidden. Between that part. What's wrong with this paintbrush? Getting this detail around his eye is a little tedious. Try to fade that softly, not to ruin it. Gently fade that out. Get rid of that harsh line. Now, under his eye, he doesn't really have much of that dark line going on, so I gotta get rid of that. So we'll come with the color picker tool. We'll drop down here, come back here, and we'll come up here to the spray tool. Use that, try to get some soft lines in there. Said, no, bro, not a big deal. Sorry, I couldn't do more. I would have. Two kids under being a frag head on a budget. The funds are pretty tight. Trust me, I understand how that is. Someone out here doing their thing, working hard to get their own channel from scratch. Got nothing but respect for Father. For have a good night. Oh man, I appreciate it, man. Have a good night yourself, man. We'll catch up a little later. We'll take care of the fam. All right, let's see. Soften that up a little. So above his eye is a bit more of that dark area. Come around with that. Grab this. And need to low key zoom in here. So out here, his eye stops there. Well, the white part of his eye stops there. I'm gonna come up and be about right here, maybe. eyebrow is right above his. So it comes right here, actually. Down. Don't they got a hair tool on here? I'll probably check it out later. They had a hair tool on here. That's that up right there. So what I probably should have did instead of trying to come through like that, um, maybe came through like this and then come through with the details on it later. Ooh, the best is mutual. Ooh, the best. Ooh, best is mutual. Ooh, ooh. So right now it looks like one of the eyebrows is higher than the other, so I have to adjust that one. What I'll do is come here. And then grab a tool here. I wish I could have like a quick select for these. Some of these tools that I happen to go back and forth down through the selector. Now up in here, I don't necessarily need that eyebrow to be that thick. So I may need to bring that down some if I can. Now see, what was that? I hate when it does that. It'll just like create a path for some odd reason. The best is mutual. Ooh. Ooh. Coming together. Taking this time, but it's getting there. Okay. Well, we might call it a stream for tonight and continue and pick this up later. That way I'm not trying to rush through everything all at once. I appreciate everybody hanging out with me and everything. And we will pick this up tomorrow. I'll see you guys later.